time. I'ma just leave you behind. Homie, you stuck on rewind. You just quit sleeping on mine. You got your back on reclined. When I damage your delicate spine, please don't act out, shy and surprised. They be like, what you mean? What is your winning scheme? I got a giant team. Biggest my self-esteem. Run it back, man. They think they go hard, I'm like, come again. You run out of time and I'm busting in. While you stumbling, I got this blade in my hand for your punishment.
We're wide awake now, our eyes are wide open. We're running this world, we're keeping it turning. We're living like giants, yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants, we're giants. You thought that we were weak, but we coming right back. This time you're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants, yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants, we're giants. Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the GRLCS Spring 2020 Blessed Isles Week 3 Conference, or somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's close enough. Well, I'm Vid. This
I'm
is Asami. Sorry. And we're here to bring you some League of Legends action. So this is the third week of the Blessed Isles. That is the Diamond Conference. And actually, this is my first time casting them.
Cool. Yeah, this is just my second time casting them. I had a pretty fun experience last week, so.
So this should be fun. So let's get into game.
All right.
All right. So we have EXT. Oh, whoops.
That's a little weird.
Forgot
there
about
we go.
chat. There we go.
Yep.
All right, so this is EXT versus the No Name 5. Would you like to take us off with the blue side?
Sure. So on the blue side, we have EXC, and in the top lane, we have Reptar on Ornn, Chameleon Jax on Rek'Sai, Fissure on the Cassiopeia in the mid lane, and in the bot lane, we have Let's Have Fun and Curb Stomp on Ezreal and Tahm Kench.
Meanwhile, on the red side, we have the No Name 5. We've got Castellan Crow 01 in the top lane on Mordekaiser, a Moo Moo in the jungle on Elise, Blue in the mid lane on Syndra, and our bot lane, half Korean and Respec on Kaisa and Leona.
So they're going to have to be forced to just respect the Leona pick.
You gotta respect the Leona. Although they do have the Ezreal Tahm Kench, so that is a very safe lane to be going into something as aggressive as Leona and Kaisa. So we'll have to see how EXT fares into N5 here.
Yeah, it's going to be just, I guess the bot lane's going to kind of be just a little neutral, since no matter what, you always have that the safety of the Tahm Kench, and along with Ezreal, who can just go ahead and get away from anyone.
Yeah, the hard engage versus hard disengage lanes, they usually turn into a skill check, but generally you walk away without many kills, if any, without any serious jungle pressure. However, Elise and Rek'Sai, two of the stronger early game jungles in the game right now, so we should be looking forward to some early game pressure, especially if we're thinking 1v1s between the junglers.
Yeah, and that's just a little interesting. Saw Reptar going with the W, going with his breath first instead of his Molten Pillar. So.
Yeah, the Molten Pillar usually a little bit better for taking CS. The Bellows Breath is a little bit better for dueling. So I think he just went for the early, thinking that Castellan Crow was going to try and fight him level 1, because obviously missing the brittle passive at level 1 does give Mordekaiser a significant advantage.
Yeah. Nope.
So early pressure, we actually see Amumu taking blue Gromp to red, and now he's actually invading Chameleon Jax. So maybe we'll get to see a little bit of that 1v1 action that we were talking about.
Yep, and right as you say it, they're going right at it. Both are level 3. The flash being forced out by Chameleon Jax. Tries to get away. He will not be killed. Not enough damage coming out from the Elise, just doing one auto.
Yeah, that Neurotoxin does current health damage for that Elise, so unfortunately for Amumu, it didn't do enough to kill Chameleon Jax. And Chameleon Jax trades his flash for Elise's. However, that is going to mean Elise does get the topside scuttle while Chameleon Jax rotates bot.
Yeah, and as you said, yes, flash is being used by both junglers. I only think it'll affect Chameleon Jax really if he wants to get a really good engagement with Amumu. He obviously has the web, so if you get caught by the web, it's kind of over from there.
Yeah, between web and then having the repel later, Amumu has a lot of tools to stick onto one of his enemy laners, whereas Chameleon Jax, the most effective gank path that the Rek'Sai has, or rather gank tool that the Rek'Sai has, is the flash knockup to get around any of the enemy laners using their mobility abilities, which would basically be... Oh, actually, they don't have any.
Oh.
Huh. Well, Rek'Sai's a really good pick into this then, isn't it?
Yeah. And Castilian Crow is just going to take that trade there, knowing he has that shield. It would be perfectly fine and safe.
Yeah, he is trading and farming very well against Reptar. He's got the Dark Seal, so that does mean that the refillable potion is going to be more effective. And, of course, Mordekaiser does have a lot of built-in sustain that Ornn sometimes struggles to deal with in enemy top laners. Usually, he's fighting against things like Set right now or Aatrox. And while they have some built-in sustain shield tools, it's not nearly as much as Mordekaiser with Dark Seal potion.
Yeah, and there we see, because of how low Reptar was, he was forced to back and use the teleport to get back into lane. So Morty will be sitting fine. He has TP advantage now, meaning that if they do want to make a play, or if they want to, say, fight for Dragon, he has that TP up.
And as you said, the Dragon is available now. It is an Infernal Drake, which it is the first Drake of the game, so it's not going to be repeated later, but it's just one of those Drakes that it helps get the tempo rolling, and it helps as you scale into the late game, which is something that No Name 5 would greatly appreciate.
Yep, and
since
they try to get a gank off there, and it's just Cassiopeia just going to slither away safely, but they do know where Elise is now.
Yeah, Blue didn't get to hit the throw back, but there's a fight in the jungle.
Yeah, another fight breaking out with Amumu and Chameleon Jax. How ironic is it that Amumu is actually playing Elise and not the champion that her name is based off of?
Yeah, Amumu's playing Elise, and Chameleon Jax is playing Rek'Sai. It's a little bit of a case of mistaken identity here in the jungle.
Yeah, well, it happens to the best of us, Sometimes we just tend to forget that our names are supposed to be the champions we main 24/7. We have Yasuo. He's supposed to be the Yasuo. And that is not what you want to be doing there, especially when you're already revealed to Cassiopeia.
Yeah, the cocoon is not going to land. So Amumu has actually ended up even with Chameleon Jax in CS. In fact, Chameleon Jax is getting a little bit further ahead since he is taking his Krugs now. Something that's easier for Rek'Sai to clear than Elise just because of all of the damage that you can get from your Q onto those little Krugs.
Yeah, and we see top lane, obviously there's going to be just a little bit of a differential between the CS, and bot lane was pretty even until now, since that big wave came crashing into the Kai'Sa. I mean that she's able to get a lot of farm.
Yeah, that is the tier and mana crystal back for Ezreal. He actually, I think he could have afforded a Sheen, so I'm a little bit confused as to why he didn't, since the only thing that Ezreal gets that Longsword builds into is, Blade of the Ruin King, but that's like a third item. Triforce, his Phage.
Yeah.
So, a little bit confusing to me. He could have gone for the Sheen instead, a little bit more fight potential. Not a great back for this Ezreal.
Well, it's not the greatest of backs that he could have had, but he's probably thinking he could get the tier, just load up really quickly, meaning that if he can just get a tier up and then wait off on the Phage, that it'll be worse to trade later on.
Well, aside from that, I do have one more criticism for the bot lane of EXT right now. It's that they went back and then came back at about 7:30, whereas just now, No Name 5's bot lane backed off. They could have gone for this Rift Herald rotate at 8 minutes, and with no vision there on the top side of the map, EXT would have been none the wiser until No Name 5 didn't show up in lane, and then the Herald went down. So I'm both surprised, a little bit disappointed in EXT for making that rotate a little too early, and I'm also disappointed in No Name 5 for not seeing that and then making the rotate to the Rift Herald.
Yeah, they had the perfect opportunity to just go ahead and do this, and Fissure almost just getting destroyed by the Syndra. Syndra doesn't have Ignite, so he will be fine, but he is very low on health, forced to use the ulti as well.
And that was a really good turnaround there by Blue, avoiding the Petrifying Gaze. So a good play by the mid laner of No Name 5, but there might be a little bit of a fight here.
Yeah, they were wanting to get onto Respect, and they weren't able to secure the kill, but they were able to do a lot of damage because of the fact that he wasn't level 6 just yet, meaning no solar flares up, so they don't have to worry about being CC'd.
And that is a respect with no more potions. So he only has that, he gets the, oh, man, that max health damage by Tom Kench is just a lot once he hits 6.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know, he's just licking everyone that he wants. I guess that's a catfish for you, though.
Yeah, just lashing him back and forth with that tongue there. But
yeah, I remember having to, oh, never mind, because there's a fight going on again. There's Castellan Crow using the ulti to try and get the kill onto Reptar. Reptar is going to be killed, and that'll be first blood over to Castellan Crow.
Really good use of the Death Realm there, keeping Reptar away from his tower. If he had been much closer, I think Castellan Crow would have actually gotten in turret range when going into melee mode there. So then he gets the, the flash comes forward by Reptar, or the flash comes back by Reptar, rather, to run away. Castellan Crow follows and then gets that last auto attack. Great solo kill there.
Yeah, and you can see that Reptar thought he had him in range there, which is why he actually got that. He went behind and then
but the teleport.
Yep, there is a right here now, and they're going to get the kill onto Half Korean. Half Korean just going to get swallowed by Curve Stomp, and Respect going to get killed by Chameleon Jax. That'll be 2 kills going to the Cassiopeia and to the Rek'Sai, and they're trying to get onto the Cinder now. Cinder will be smited, will have everything used on her as she's trying to run away, but you will not be able to. Fissure will pick up another kill onto Blue.
A little bit less disastrous for No Name 5 since Amumu was peeling aggro, but oh man, he just went too far.
Yeah, Amumu just thought that maybe he could get away. Accidentally goes right back onto the Catfish. And that'll be Fissure getting the pick onto the Elise, and now he's going for the Mordekaiser as well. He's so low. He's gonna get collapsed on, and that'll be the kill going to Fissure once again. That's a 4-0-0 Cassiopeia now.
Cassiopeia is so strong at this point, picking up that kill onto Blue. Amumu with the unsightly re-engage, goes in a little bit too far, doesn't really realize how many people there are on the map at that point, and Fissure manages to pick up the kill there, and then gets another one onto Castellan Crow, and that just cleans up for the side of EXT. They're now 5-1 in kill score, but interestingly, only 500 gold ahead, thanks to all of the gold that Castellan Crow absorbed in the top lane on those plates.
Yeah, and it sucks for Amumu because it looked like Amumu could have gotten away there too. However, you had a Snake just waiting in the bush to strike, and that's what happened. You get bit by that Snake just once, and it's over.
And, of course, that was Fissure getting from the bush the great Petrifying Gaze. There was no way for Amumu to know that he was in the bush, so a great Petrifying Gaze there, got the stun. Amumu was locked up with the Miasma. There was no way to get out. So good play by Fissure. Unfortunate for Amumu, and now unfortunate for the side of No Name 5, because they give up 4 kills in a matter of a minute.
Yeah, and it is something to, at least take pride in that you did get the dragon at least, so that is a good plus there. However, having the Snake Lady in the mid lane with 4 kills kind of makes you worried.
Yeah, it for someone that scales as well as Cassiopeia does, you really don't want to give her an Archangel staff at 12 minutes. That's just not something that really ends well for anyone, even if it is, even if this ends up being, jeez!
Beautiful Petrifying Gaze coming out, and Fissure will get the kill there, will be killed as well in the process, and now they're trying to save Blue. Blue will be saved successfully, and now Reptar is caught as well once again. I don't think he's going to be able to escape. He has no flash up. He's going to try and run, but you cannot escape Mordekaiser.
And just as bad as it was looking for No Name 5 here, they managed to turn it back around. They try and get on Fissure, and Fissure kills Amumu right off the bat. Beautiful Petrifying Gaze. Again, keeps the Miasma right under them, right as he stuns them, so he makes sure that they can't get away. Amumu goes down, and then he starts to chase Blue. But then Respect is there. They get the kill onto Respect, and so that's a trade. 1-for-1, and you get a huge shutdown onto the Cassiopeia. Then it looks like Chameleon Jax is going to manage to trade for 2-for-1, but then a great Solar Flare by Respect forces Chameleon Jax to make a great play of his own, and he uses the ultimate to try and kill Blue. Then, somehow, against all odds, Blue stays alive, and it ends up being a 2-for-1 in the mid lane for No Name 5.
Yeah, and that was all on the Leona. Leona there being able to save Blue there just with everything. And now they're gonna try and get the execute onto Chameleon Jax. He's gonna have to come back down some point in time, and that'll be his death coming back.
And it just seems like Amumu is really not in the right place at the right time, and it looks like Blue might end up paying for it as well.
Yep, he will definitely pay for it, and that'll be another kill going over to the Cassiopeia. But and Castellan Crow, that is a feels bad. The late flash coming in there right after you Q will only spell your demise.
And that was a matter of frames, honestly. That looked like it almost should have, because he was basically inside the hitbox of his Q as the Q was hitting, so that feels really bad for Castellan Crow. He is going to donate a kill over to the hands of EXT, and despite, again, 5-kill deficit, and No Name 5 is farming so well in the mid and top lanes, that they're actually still even in gold.
Yeah, and was it a pause? So, Korean saying it was a pause that just messed up everything, and yeah, pause will do that.
Okay. That's yeah, that feels really bad. Apparently it was a team cuck there as Amumu paused the game, and it ended up losing Castellan Crow the flash play, so feels bad, but there's not really anything that No Name 5 can do at this point, and they're actually in the lead in gold again, so honestly, things could be much worse for them.
Yeah, it could be 10 times worse than what it truly is. But thankfully for them, they do have some really good scaling champions, and the Cassiopeia, the Ezreal. You also have the Ornn, who once he hits 13 will have the ornaments. So not too much to be afraid of on the side of XC, especially because they do know they have those ornaments. And half Korean is going to be the target here. He will be slain by Chameleon Jax, and now they're going on to Respect. Wow, Fissure tries to get the kill onto Amumu, and the Ezreal saving him. That was a beautiful save by Let's Have Fun there, making sure to keep his mid laner alive, and that'll be a pretty good trade. That'll be a 3-for-0 on the side of EXT.
3-for-0 is a really good deal here for EXT, as you were talking about right before that fight. Having Ornn, having Cassiopeia, and even to an extent Ezreal, all three of them scale very well with items, and even though No Name 5 does have the Kaisa, who scales very well, Syndra, who gets to the point where she can basically one-shot anyone without a stasis, it is not going to mean all that much in the end, because look at Fissure taking down Castellan Crow.
Yeah, Fissure is taking him down very easily, and he's going to go into the Shadow Realm, trying to save himself here, but Curve Stomp is just going to be able to get away, even getting that little stun off that the Tahm Kench has. He will gladly leave.
And unfortunately for Castellan Crow, he didn't have his flash at that time, but Let's Have Fun. He's not in a very good position right now.
Yeah, let's just say that he's the one that's not having fun here, and he will be shut down by the Elise. Don't know why the Elise decided to get the kill over Blue, though. That's a little bit...
Yeah, definitely should have donated the kill over to either the Syndra or the Kaisa. Honestly, really anything would have been better there than giving it to Elise. Her time has really passed at this point. We're at 18 minutes. Early dragon pressure is kind of gone at this point, and now with outer turrets falling left and right here, the early game pressure that Elise offers has really fallen out of favor.
Yeah, and here we see like just how the gold leads are, and that 1,000 gold that Elise is sitting on. Say the bounty that was on the Ezreal was a 300 bounty. So if that went over to either the Syndra or the Kai'Sa, maybe if Kai'Sa had gotten there on time, possibly, then that could have been pretty good items, possibly going over to either one.
Yeah, I mean, Syndra would have been within spitting distance of Fissure. Currently about 1,000 gold behind, but
Oh,
Ornhorn.
Yeah, Syndra is good. Actually caught there, but that is a beautiful stun to make sure that Blue does not go down. Good job by Blue there.
Yeah, that's a golf clap moment right there. Interrupting the Ornhorn is something that a lot of teams, I mean, just teams in general, let alone individual players, struggle with. That's why we see Braum as so much of a priority pick now that Ornn is this strong. But having a Syndra there, being able to interrupt the Ornn while the Ornhorn is ticking, that's really, something that Ornn needs to be able to play around a little bit better. Perhaps use the Bellows Breath with the Unstoppable in order to keep that shove from interrupting your ultimate, because that's a big cooldown for just a W.
Yeah, and it's also kind of just where you also have to keep in mind, like, having the Braum, that would be really nice. I mean, that's a pretty good engage. He can stun people up. He does everything that Syndra does, but maybe just a little tankier. But if you can just take someone that can simply do a little shove to an Ornn instead of having to use a really big shield that you stole. I mean,
having, Leona as your support right here, really good against Cassiopeia specifically. Ornn, it's pretty good as well, just because you have so much engage, but
that was a great bait by Curvestop there. Curvestop was baiting them completely over, and Respect having the flash there. They don't know if it was an accidental stopwatch that came out or not.
That looked like it had to have been a misclick. There was nothing that he was in danger from, and so that's really, again, unfortunate, and unfortunate again as Reptar misses his charge.
Yeah, and Reptar's chasing Blue down. He wants him to die after getting shoved, but he just can't do it after he had missed it.
So now second turret of the game for EXT. It's going to go over. The Rift Herald is not going to get another charge, but they have set themselves up well for this second dragon. They can even up the scoreline and get that Ornn and that Tahm Kench a little bit tankier.
Yeah, and looks like Cass might be going back, trying to, just setting her up some more for that Liandry's. She had the Liandry's. She might have been able to kill that Morty with how low he had gotten there.
Yeah, if she had been able to kill there, I think that would have been an easy Leandry's buy. But now, 20 seconds left, and because EXT rotated, it is going to mean that N5, well, specifically Amumu is waiting here, but he is seen. Ornhorn.
Yeah, the Ornhorn does come out, and Chameleon Jax goes in on Castellan Crow. Amumu will be slain there, and now Castellan Crow's having to run as they have no jungler now. All of them are on the run, trying to escape at this point, as there's a lot of damage that's coming out from the Cass and from the Ezreal.
Very clean team fight here by EXT. They pick Amumu. They suspect that there might be a little bit of a death bush there in that pixel. They don't have any vision. So they go ahead, they mind sweep it. They see that no one's moving there thanks to Chameleon Jax's Tremor Sense, and then they get the engage onto Elise. She does Zhonya's herself. That does miss the Ornhorn, and then Castellan Crow is fighting in the Death Realm, so no one gets knocked up by the Ornhorn there, but it is an easy pick onto the jungler and an easy second Drake for EXT.
Yeah, and that was just a little bit unfortunate for the Elise. She just had a good feeling that it would work. It was gonna be a great play. She'd be MVP. Gets poked out by Dadriel.
Yeah, if there had been, well, first of all, if Amumu had been a little bit stronger, not 2 and 4, maybe ahead in CS a little bit, he could have tried to burst, say, Fissure or Let's Have Fun if they'd come up, or even just got Chameleon Jax low enough that they couldn't threaten the Baron threaten the Dragon as easily as they did. But Amumu was behind, and so that was kind of a questionable play, and then even more questionable when EXT, thought about it and said, okay, there's no way that no one's sitting there.
Yeah, when your second main item to build is the Zonias, I'm not expecting the biggest of damages to come out, especially when you are behind, as you said. Like, you have your runic echoes, I believe, and then you go into Zonias. That's not really the kind of punch in the face that you want to give out, though.
Yeah, that's not the damage that Elise needs to do. She doesn't scale super well. She is mainly an early game jungler. She's meant to get her laners ahead. And now that Amumu's failed to really do that, when you go for the Zanya's second item, you're basically just waiving all agency in this game. And you just say, yeah, I'm here to be a smite bot when we're fighting over objectives. So I don't think that was the best place for Amumu to go. It was just an ambitious place to go, and I think that's what No Name 5 needs right now, because again, they're not far behind. They're only 1,000 gold behind here at 25 minutes, and that's with a 9-kill deficit. But
whoa!
The flash.
The flash ulti coming out from Fissure, but Fissure is taken into the death roam there by Mordekaiser, meaning that she is in a 1v1. Reptar gets the kill onto Blue. Fissure will kill the Mordekaiser, and now they are on the hunt. They are after Respect. They are after Half Korean. Half Korean's being hunted down by Reptar. There's the Zonias coming in. Very useful for about a slight minute, Amumu, but you're not going to be able to get any kills there as Respect is going to die due to it. That'll be a 3-0 once again for EXT.
And this is just one of those team fights that you don't, like, again, Amumu doesn't do any damage. Early game jungler that doesn't get a lead early game. So Amumu doesn't do any damage. Half Korean has not managed to hit, like, the 3-item power spike that Kai'Sa needs. Respect was the only one there as well, because Castellan, Crow, and Blue got picked very early in that fight. Castellan Crow kind of sacrificed himself to keep Fissure out of the fight, but Blue got picked pretty early with Reptar chasing down, so that just meant that EXT could run right through without fear of dying because there was no damage on the enemy team. Now that's going to be a Baron and blowing the lead from 1k to 4k for EXT.
Yeah, and, as you said, not having your Syndra there, not having Castellan Crow there since they were just picked off so early means that about, I'd say, 3/4 of your damage is immediately gone since Kai'Sa, while she's not at her complete power spike yet where she can just go in 1v5 everyone. She won't be able to do that because of the fact that there is an Ornn, there is the cast, meaning that she's going to be she's going to be almost tower dived, and she's able to use the ulti, but she's not going to be able to get away. She will still be slain. And once again, they're on the hunt. Solar Flare does come out, and they were wanting to get the kill onto Respect, but because of Blue just being right there, they're able to survive.
So now the final outer turret of the game picked up for EXT. They are going to begin sieging here. Blue has wave clear, but doesn't really have enough wave clear, especially since Ezreal poke is just going to kill him.
Yeah, and that was also with the red buff there too. So there's just a small bit of burning, and then the Ezreal just coming right up and saying, nah, don't be here. Just go back to the gray screen.
Just picking him off right there. And now 20 seconds left on the Dragon. Blue is not going to be up for that. It should be a fairly easy third Drake here for EXT. They just need to bring Chameleon Jax over, and Reptar has the teleport to boot so he can continue pushing in this top lane and force at least someone to come up and deal with that, because no matter what, it will be a 4v4.
Yeah, and here's where it's kind of a really big issue for your team on when your mid laner and your bot laner both are combined for 0 kills and 7 deaths.
Yeah, and you actually see EXT is so strong here that they know that they can, they're confident that they can secure these next 2 Drakes and keep No Name 5 from getting the soul. They're actually going to go for turrets instead. They're going to get 2 turrets here in inners and then 1 inhibitor. Looks like they're going to actually get the inhibitor itself, but Chameleon Jax gets picked.
Yeah, Chameleon Jax goes all in there and just gets picked off, and Amumu will be picked off as well. The Syndra will fall. Cassiopeia is still alive. Flashes are being used everywhere. Respect will go down. The miasma will mean you cannot escape. And let's have fun going all in. We'll get the triple kill onto the Kai'Sa. And it's all up to Castellan Crow now, who is just getting... He's just getting rinsed down by this Cassiopeia and this Ornn. That'll be a clean ace on the side of EXT, which means they just go for the end now. You only have Amumu and the blue coming up, but blue comes up in 10. You can get this tower and take it. But
it looks like they are going to actually back off. They don't have any of their major cooldowns right now. Reptar used the Ornn Horn. Fissure doesn't have the Petrifying Gaze. I think they could have stayed for that tower because Fissure has so much damage that since auto attacks on structures scale with AP now, they've had for a while, but you can actually just take that turret and then walk away because there's not much that Amumu can do solo, and blue still had a couple of seconds. But regardless, EXT kind of just playing with their food now. They're about 8,000 gold in the lead, and they're playing so much more aggressive than that. They just have control of the game because of how well their champions scale and how much better they scale than No Name 5.
yeah, and not only that, but now the ornaments are coming in. As you see, there's the Solari item for the Tom Kench. We have the mask there. We have the Borg being upgraded instead of the Trinity Force, so...
I'm a little skeptical on that one. I'm not actually sure which one is better gold efficiency because Trinity Force is so rarely gotten anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's better than Blade of the Ruined King, especially on Ezreal, because it gives that bargain bin of stats, but Reptar engaged on now.
Yeah, Reptar is the one being engaged on, but you're engaging on a tank. And there's Fissure coming in from behind, and Hakkarian is on the run now. And as you see, Fissure's taking no damage. That is a double kill for that Cassiopeia. Amumu's trying to run away, but you will not be able to. Triple kill now over to her, and that'll be another ace happening, and that will be the end of the game. EXT picking up the victory over No Name 5.
A very ambitious engage, seemingly a last-ditch effort by No Name 5. It is going to go awry, and it is going to grant EXT their third win of the split. They move to 3-0. No Name 5 to 1-2.
Yeah, and once again, it just came down to whose carries were ahead, who had the better scaling already up to their full potential, and when you have a 2, 11, and 4 bot and mid laner, yeah, you're not going to be able to have your Mordekaiser carrying, and, Elise is already way too far behind. So, you're not going to be able to really fight the Cassiopeia, especially when she's just untouched for most of the fights.
Yeah, frankly, really none of the team of No Name 5 looked very good. Castellan Crow would be the one guy that I'd be willing to kind of give the You Tried award. He did solo kill Reptar twice. The only problem is because the two of them were kind of fighting in that vacuum, he was just top lane while the rest of his team fell further and further behind. And it really was a team effort on that front where you're tempted to look at the early game junglers, the late game scaling lanes, and just say, oh, jungle difference. But it was really a group effort. The rotations were a little bit sloppy. The engages, they didn't go so well, and Fissure just managed to pick up kill after kill after kill.
Yeah, and, Mordekaiser, as you said, he got those 2 kills early on. And, there was the 2 kills early on for the Morty. The ADC for No Name 5 was ahead with the CS. I mean, it looked like everything could have been fine, and then Fissure started picking up kills after kill after kill.
Yeah.
So, kind of just didn't help. And then the shutdowns also not going to the ADCs at times where it should have, or to the main carries when it should have, meaning that you're not going to have your team going up against such a strong team with ornaments.
And that is going to be our first game of the day here. We are going to come back in a couple minutes with the MSU Bears versus Team Krugs. So don't go anywhere. Let's see how these other 2 Diamond teams perform in the Blessed Isles Conference.
what's going on? I hope you guys stayed after that interesting first match.
Yeah, we saw EXT pull ahead after a couple of early misplays by the No Name 5, and eventually Cassiopeia just kind of up and carried the game.
Yeah, when Cass is just untouched, you just can't kill the snake. Just too slippery.
Yep, too slippery, can't touch this snack. But in this next game, there are no snacks, so let's see how one team manages to slither away with the victory.
All right. And as you see, we have the Krugs taking on the MSU Bears. And on the blue side, we will have the Team Krugs with Sleason in the top lane as Shen. We have Danelle as Olaf in the jungle. Filipino Sug as Oriana in the mid lane. And in the bot lane, we have Pickle Stir Fry and Juju Smith-Schuster as the Ezreal and Senna.
Meanwhile, on the red side, the MSU JV Bears. We've got a real kitty in the top lane on Vladimir. Arcade Raven in the jungle on Trundle. In the mid lane, we have Damola on Vigar, and the bot lane, Dud the Bomb, and Fenrir05 on Misfortune and Nami. So, the Ezreal Senna...
I don't know how I feel about that. I've never really encountered an Ezreal Senna in any of the games I've played, so...
And believe it or not, I'm actually not questioning the Senna. I'm questioning the Ezreal. So recently, this is 10.4, by the way. This is post-patch. So Senna had a change where they nerfed the soul drop rate, and on top of that, they nerfed the guaranteed soul from cannon minions. So the cannon minion has the same 1.4% drop rate as every other minion. And now Senna has been picked up as a support pick, quote-unquote support pick, where you still build all of your damage items, you build Umbral Glaive in order to help sweep, and you build your support item, and get souls off of the passive drop rate that you get from your allies taking minions. And this is something that's been picked up with Tom Kench, with Ornn, sometimes with Braum in the bot lane. It is, it keeps that tanky support, but you also get Senna, who actually gets the same as or more value in gold from the souls.
Yeah, and I always like to have if I'm playing Ezreal, I want to have a really buff kind of support. Have a Braum there. Braum really nice to have with Ezreal, and so is like a Nautilus, something like that.
I'm pretty sure that the sound is still the sound is just still too loud. I think we usually have it on 15.
Oh.
Let's see if that works.
Oh, and the flash both flashes are used there as Download will barely get away. Luckily for him, not enough damage on the Oriana quite yet to get the kill.
But another good combo there. Auto attack should be able to get Filipino Thug the kill. And Damola is at 5 CS right now. Has a couple of stacks thanks to being able to hit Filipino Thug. But it really is not looking good for this Vigar this early in the game.
Yeah, and as a Veigar, no matter what, you're gonna be in the game since you just have the infinite scaling power that is the beautiful champion Veigar.
Yeah, that's some fun gameplay there. Being able to put Vigar that far ahead or far behind, and him still having the same or more AP than you.
Yeah, man, I just love being able to go into the mid lane and be 12-0 and 5 on a Misfortune or something like that. And never mind that, as we have a gank going on here as Filipino Sug is being chased down. He doesn't have flash. The Olaf came running in trying to save his teammate, but will not be able to. First blood will go over to Arcade Raven and MSU Bears.
That actually is a solo kill as well, but now Dud the Bomb might be in trouble.
Yeah, and the heal is being used there. That will save him. That will save him barely, as he will be able to escape. Will he pop the potion as well to make sure that he can stay in lane?
More like saves him MSU barely. All right, so guys, Asami just left the casting desk. But for real, he's still here, and so is Arcade Raven coming into the bot lane.
Yeah, they're trying to get the gank here. They will be able to get away. The flash being used by Pickle Stir Fry to make sure that he's not caught in that Nami bubble.
And actually, the Nami using the flash in order to get the bubble in the first place. So flash for flash, but support for ADC is a pretty good trade in my mind.
Yeah, and that, with the Ezreal, kind of, you'd say, you know what, I still have a flash technically.
Yeah, you have a flash, it's a basic ability. It's actually almost better than Flash because it does a lot of things that Flash doesn't, like buffering a few different skill animations. Like if he gets caught by the bubble, for example. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Filipino Sug did run into the wall there, but because Veigar had already used his ability, he wasn't in any danger of being hurt there.
The minions being in the way of the Baleful Strike also helped. So Filipino Thug still doing very well, still with a 9, actually going to get past 10 CS lead here.
Yeah, and you see the Veigar did end up seeing the Olaf because he did attack the ward in the bush, so he will be able to back away and will be safe. And either way, Veigar should be fine because of the little baby cage that Veigar always has. So
and there's the baby cage again, but Damola not winning, kind of winning that trade. However, his abilities are on a much longer cooldown than Filipino Thug's, so it is going to mean that Filipino Thug gets a couple of trade backs.
Yeah, and for Veigar, he's just waiting. He's just waiting to have the ulti, so then he could just say, "Ha! I big brain. I outplayed you, good sir."
I pressed the outplay button. It is the first fundamental rule of League of Legends after Rule 0, which is don't chase Singed. We have Rule 1 of League of Legends: pick a better champion.
Yes. See, the one thing... Oh, there's a flash coming out from the Olaf, but...
I mean, he's going to get some damage off, to his credit,
Yeah,
it's a little bit of damage, but...
I guess you do force out the TP from the Veigar, so I guess that's a plus?
I mean, maybe not even. You've got Arcade Raven, who's holding the wave here, and... Oh, okay, so he is actually going to TP, but Arcade Raven didn't... He could have actually held that as much as he wanted.
And the Stand United is forced out. I don't know if the Stand United was supposed to, come out there just like that. Like,
seems like everyone in this game has an itchy trigger finger with these long cooldowns.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why you do the Stand United just in case, see your mid laner in danger, has no flash, immediately saves the life. But that's when you have to look at map and you just be like, oh wait, there's Olaf.
Yeah.
Oops.
And this is a Shen that has no items either, so it's not even like you have, 10% cooldown sitting in your pocket. This is a full, 180-second Stand United. And so, really, Cleanse was actually a shorter cooldown. And you don't lose any lane pressure for that.
Yeah, and now because of that, Real Katie will have just the small experience advantage over the Shen, but as a Vladimir, having any kind of experience advantage is always nice, because same with the Veigar, you press one button, press another one, and then somehow you're back up to full health, so you don't really know what happened.
Yep, and this is another one of those drafts where it really is, not so much with the Orianna, but Damola going to flash, but that might not be enough.
Yeah, Damola had the flash there, was trying to get saved by his jungler this time, but it is instead Filipino Sug and Danel saying, not this time, we're going to get you on this one.
Oh, no, not in my house. And so that is going to be 1-for-1. Kill lead is evened up as the mid laner of the MSU Bears goes down. But actually, let's do a quick soul check before this dragon goes down. 25 souls, so she has reached her first range and crit upgrade.
Yeah, and there's a TP that's coming out from the Shen, and now it's a full-on fight here. But again, this Shen has no items, and they're going straight onto the ADC. And Arcade Raven is flashing there, but he's going straight back in. Danel will be able to kill one. There's the outplay button. That'll be 2 kills given to the Veigar, as Pickle Stir Fry did end up dying there, and the kill was given to the Vladimir.
But that's a 3-for-1 where the MSU Bears make it big around this dragon. Unfortunately for them, they're actually still even, and Damola, if he goes down here, could hand over another 300 gold.
Yep, and that'll be a kill. That'll be a shutdown given to the Senna there, and Senna kind of just saying, I like having bounties for myself.
Yeah,
take it.
give me the shutdown bounty because I'm Senna. But speaking of this Senna, she is the reason. She's a lot of the reason. Well, her and Filipino Thug. Why? Whoa! Why Pickle Stir Fry went in so deep? Maybe, but
I guess he just decided like, low mana, I can do it.
yeah, I mean, he just died too, so so it's not like, you know, he was jumping forward and, you know, just like, yeah, I'll just give away some of my health, force some of their mana, then go back. What was I saying? Oh, Senna.
Yeah.
So Senna and Filipino Thug, the two of them together have really built the gold lead that means that they can be down in kills here and still get away with this. Filipino Thug is about 25 CS ahead of Demola. Meanwhile, Juju Smith-Schuster has been picking up all of these souls, and each one of those is 3 gold apiece. Not to mention a few of these turret plates that are going down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, and you know, being able to get these kills, also having the Senna and the Ori there, it's gonna be very nice, especially if they don't end up falling behind. They just stay exactly where they need to be. That shockwave from Ori, a great ultimate, and then Senna's ulti as well. That's just the biggest shield that anyone would ever ask for. And it seems like, Fenrir having to use to Tsunami to save himself. And Damala goes down once again. As we're talking about that, Sand United is coming out, but it'll be canceled because Misfortune just bullet times the Senna to death. But during that whole thing as well, it'll be the Ezreal picking up the kill.
So now a 2-for-1 in favor of Team Krugs here is actually going to mean that they pull ahead by about 1,000 gold. Juju Smith-Schuster did go down, but he did get to finish his Umbral Glaive when on that back. So he is going to be a lot stronger, going to get a lot more damage, and more importantly, he's going to have more vision control. He's got the sweeper. He has that passive sweeper on the Umbral Glaive. So this is going to be a lot easier for the Team Krugs to play around objectives here, like this Rift Herald that came up a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, and see, it's not going to be a mountain. It's not going to be a mountain rift, so both teams won't have to be kind of worrying like, it's going to be a really beefy Shen or a really beefy Trundle. They're going to be just okay. Not much going to be as tanky as, say, if they did end up having the RNG role of the mountain.
But if this is an Ocean Drake, MSU Bears do have something to be very concerned about because of the Senna. She's going to have so much range for poke. Because of the Ezreal, same sort of deal. He's going to have all of that range for poke, and Orianna is always going to keep that ball around, even when you're positioning for team fights. Even if you poke her out a bit, she's going to have the potential to come back and just heal it all up. So if it's Ocean Drake, MSU Bears need to watch out. If it's Cloud Drake, however, the bullet time, the tidal wave, and the outplay button, the dark matter. Wait.
The
Primordial Burst.
Primordial Burst.
The Primordial Burst are all going to be giant threats that the Krugs have to work around.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whenever this Veigar does end up getting to, like, I don't know, let's say 200 stacks. I think that's pretty
200
reasonable.
stacks, like 2 or 3 items. It's, yeah.
You know, even if you are this Ezreal, you're thinking you're safe and all that, and then out of nowhere you get hit with a Q, and then just the simple outplay button that is Veigar. It's just easy, way too easy pick for him. So you have to be careful no matter what, especially because, as we mentioned, it's a Veigar. He's infinite scaling.
Yeah, infinite scaling. Plus, if you're not building a bunch of MR, he is basically doing, 80-odd% damage to you. So, congratulations, if you're Ezreal, stay the hell away from him or you die. And there's simply nothing to say about that because you die.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to say if you get picked off by the Veigar? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that I could get one-shotted.
Yeah, I'm sorry that one of the strongest single one-shot champions, speaking of one-shot champions...
Yeah, and they go straight onto the Nami here, and they will be able to pick up the second Drake, but they're going to have to use so much. That'll be Damola getting a kill there, too, and now Trundle having to run. The Ezreal will get the kill there as Arcade Raven trying to run. And there's Juju picking up the kill. Remember, Juju's a football player. He knows how to run. He's going to be able to get away.
From downtown, the ultimate from the Ezreal is going to pick up the... Pickle stir fry. Damn! Fancy there, getting 2 kills now.
Yeah, and as they are all there, Vladimir's just up in the top lane, just going ham at that tower. And they're able to get the dragon, which is pretty nice. They're able to get a kill as well on the Filipino Sug. But then you end up having your Nami lost, you end up having your Trundle lost, and then from downtown, it's the Ezreal Mystic Shot. I think it's Mystic Shot. His Q.
Mystic Shot.
Yeah, he's just able to get that nice shot in and save himself, or save themselves of any worrisome problems of a misfortune surviving.
And a real kitty with the Flash Hemo Plague does get away from the 2-man, so he actually walks away with his fluffy white tail unsullied because he gets the turret and he gets away without dying. However, his team doesn't fare so great. The MSU Bears are now 3K behind Team Krugs.
Yeah, and it's gonna kind of, right now, it's kind of just laying right on the shoulders of Vladimir, who everyone knows once he gets like 2 items, 3 items possibly, he's kind of gonna be, what we say, a ultimate and insta-kill.
Yeah, it's the ult proto belt forward. If you've got your QE, you use that, but that might actually be overkill on someone like Senna or Ezreal.
Yeah.
Now, Filipino Thug.
Yeah, Filipino Thug almost picked off there. He is able to get away, though.
But yeah, Filipino Thug does have the benefit of having Phase Rush, so it is very easy for him to get away from someone like Trundle, which I'm sure that's part of the reason why he picked it up. The Phase Rush, that is.
Yeah. And actually, Ezreal, he did get the Executioners for this Vladimir, knowing that Vladimir is just going to be healing so much, and also the Nami heals as well. So, Executioner, very nice item to have, especially into this Vladimir, who, is sitting on what I would say the most gold on their team by any means.
And that is going to be the Herald dropped in mid lane. They don't get a good push for it, so this will probably be a wasted Herald in the long run. Likely Pickle Stir Fry will be able to get behind Shelly here and take out that eye and pick her off before she gets to charge the turret.
Yeah, and see, they're not wanting to walk up to this Veigar, but still, there's no charge that comes in from Shelly, meaning that Shelly was picked up just for nothing at that point.
And Juju Smith-Schuster even gets two souls out of it in the process, or 2 stacks of mist, rather. So that is going to be actually a good hiccup here for the side of Team Krugs. And again, Senna soul check, 52 stacks.
See, Senna and Achilles are always so confusing to me, because I love playing the new games when they release. I'm always getting like a feel for them, because that's what we got to do. And Fenrir, that's not what you want to do. As now you're being chased down, you're not going to be able to escape from that. He will just throw the undertow, meaning that you will go down. Face check means death.
And actually, Olaf even, didn't, it did hit that auto attack, and then was like, oh, wait, she didn't die? Oh, I gotta throw the undertow.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, wait, huh? Go away.
Drumming on that fish, making some sushi. This is Pentakill Olaf, not Butcher, so couldn't make a sashimi joke. But, little duel here by Real Kitty and Slayson.
Yeah, and there's a Senna ultimate coming out once again. Seems like no matter what, the Senna always wanted to get a kill out, but I have to remember, this is a Vladimir, meaning that he can just simply go into his little blood pool and get away.
Yep. That way, Vladimir is going to be forced back, does not have the teleport as well, and with the dragon coming up in about 20 seconds, the MSU Bears showing remarkable objective control in this game. In fact, they have all 3 of the neutral objectives that have been on this map so far, even though they are significantly far behind in gold, about 4,000 gold. They still have the dragon lead, they still have the herald lead, and they might even go for this 3rd Drake, especially if Juju Smith-Schuster gets picked.
Yeah, and he does use the barrier there to make sure that he's not chunked down below half health from this Veigar, who's going to be one of the scariest ones, along with the Misfortune if Misfortune's just untouched. And
Bullet time is available, and there's not all that much hard CC to interrupt an ultimate that is going to be the Shockwave.
yeah, but the Veigar will be taken down. There's a bullet time that comes in, and there's going to force a flash. The Olaf goes down, and now Shen is in there. Misfortune flashing to try and get the kill onto Filipino Slug, but instead it'll be dude going down, and now it is a 4v3. They are on the retreat now as they're wanting to still fight. You don't want to fight this, even with a Vladimir. They're way too healthy. Oh! Juju does get picked off though. Never mind what I said. That was a caster curse there. Yeah. That was a caster moment.
Certainly caster curse because they pick up a kill. Real Kitty flashes forward, takes down the Senna. It looks like they might lose the dragon anyway, but no. The teleport by the Veigar is too threatening because he didn't get the primordial burst off in the first part of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, who would ever want to go into or stay around a Veigar who has the primordial burst? The minute that TP came in, it forced them to back away, especially knowing that it was now a 4v5 or a 4v4 at that moment, and because they are so low, they're forced to surrender the dragon.
So that is the third dragon for the MSU Bears. It looked so shaky for them earlier. Looks like it might even be shaky for them now because two members might get picked here.
Yeah, and that'll definitely be the Misfortune going down as Damala is having to run for his life. The Undertow does come in, but he will be saved here because of the Trundle Pillar, so he will be perfectly safe. Vladimir still taking out towers there, and again, Misfortune just picked off. You know, it's fun being able to be an Olaf and run through every single CC possible.
Yeah, there's something ridiculously, like, viscerally satisfying about, like, oh, I'm sorry, did you want to outplay me with, like, you know, mechanics and things? No. I am Olaf, I run at your face, and I kill you. So, Danelle does pick up the kill there onto Dud the Bomb. And unfortunately for him, Damola doesn't go down thanks to a very well-placed pillar by Arcade Raven. He does knock the Olaf onto the other side of the pillar and keeps him from chasing down the mid laner.
Yeah, and it's also because of Fenrir's little bubble. The bubble also saving him because just at that moment, the ultimate had ran out for Danelle, meaning that he could be CC'd, and Fenrir hit the perfect opportunity to make sure that everything would be fine for their mid laner. And I thought something would have happened there. I thought Orianna was going to get collapsed there, but they don't go on to her. They did have a suspicion that someone was there, though.
Yeah, Orianna was actually a little far up for my tastes. Moved forward, and it looked like she was kind of like, "Oh, well, if you walk into this bush, it's going to be really bad for one of us." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's you, Orianna. That's a Trundle standing right in front of you. You don't do any damage." So that is actually the inner turret going to go down. The mid-inner turret is going to be the third turret picked up for the Krugs. Meanwhile, the MSU Bears, a real kitty in the bot lane, is going to take down that outer turret, their second of the game. And now it looks like the Baron Dance of Vision has begun.
Yeah, and you know, both top laners do have TP. There is the Stand United as well from Slayasin, so if they do end up having to fight over something, then no matter what, there's a TP, there's a Stand United, and now they're looked like they were setting up maybe a little strat to see if they can get someone. You know, there's a Senna there. Senna can just easily get a 3-man roots, so don't want to be grouped up for too long.
And of course, alongside the Baron Dance of Vision, we do have the bot lane split push here. A real kitty countered by Sliason. And as good as you'd think Vladimir, as good as Vladimir is in most split push situations because he just outlasts the enemy top laner, or, the enemy solo laner that is counter pushing him, it's really not a great one to fight against Shen. Just because of all of the sustain that Vladimir has doesn't really matter when Sliason has two different ways to get into the fight, and Vladimir has no ways to stop him, but wow.
Arcade Raven stepping up just a little too close, and he will be taken down. Great shockwave to make sure that he was pulled in, which just spelled the demise of the jungler. And now it looks like they are making their way over to the Baron to get the Baron now.
And as they burn this down, the MSU Bears actually have vision here. They did have that ward. And it looks like no control wards on the side of the Krugs. So the teleport comes in from a real kitty.
Yeah, teleport does come in. There's the bullet time. They try to get it. Fenrir will go down, but it'll be a real kitty who's in there. He's going to use the Zhonya's, or the stopwatch there, to try and save himself. They're going to go straight onto Ezreal. You can try and blink, but it does not matter. The Primordial Burst will follow you everywhere. And now Slihase coming in with the TP, and he will be there to clean up now. That'll be 1 kill, or 2 kills given over to the top laner, as the Senna will get the shutdown onto the Vladimir. That'll be Baron and 2 members staying alive, or 3 members staying alive with it as well. Meaning that everything will be just fine with a 6k gold lead.
So the Krugs, they managed to pull that out of seemingly nowhere. They barely pulled that out, but no.
Arcade, you want to talk about that?
Fenrir. Let's just not talk about any of this. Just everyone close your eyes. Oh, never mind. Don't close your eyes, because Fenrir stayed alive.
Yeah. Fenrir was able to stay alive with the bubble, but that flash,
oof. So everything looked really good for the MSU Bears there on that dragon, or on the Baron rather. They didn't quite steal it. A real kitty came in, but there wasn't a smite. Arcade Raven was still dead, but they managed to push away a lot of Team Krugs. They got 2 kills. They picked off Pickle Stir Fry. Danelle, he can't get away that fast. The movement speed is toward enemy champions, not away from them. And they had 2 kills. And then Dud the Bomb overextends, tries to kill Filipino Thug, loses his life. Demola's right on top of him. There's nothing they can do. They lose 3. So Krugs comes out on that fight, and Arcade Raven thinks, you know what? I'm going to do the smart thing. I'm going to take away... I'm going to secure Ocean Soul for my team. He doesn't take it fast enough. Yeah. Krugs come at him. Krugs kill him. He fails a flash. Things are not all sunshine and roses in the MSU Bears camp.
Oh, and Arcade...
It's just so much damage.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have...
He doesn't have MR.
Yeah, he's going Cinderhulk from what it looks like, and he only has the tabbies.
Yeah, he's basically building against Ezreal and Senna and Olaf, which is technically the smart play. You want to build against the thing that they have the most of, but what doesn't work there is when you try to build against the thing they have the most of, and then Orianna is still fed, still at 2 full items. One of them's a death cap. And it's just not going well for Missouri State at this point.
Yeah, it's just slowly falling apart. They don't have Baron buff anymore, which is a plus side.
It just ran out, yeah. And it is what you said. It's a slow bleed. It's the Team Krugs is really pushing slowly, concertedly. Look at this. They're trying to just push this. They're not forcing anything. They don't have the tools to fight a full fight because Sliason... Oh, boy.
Oh. And there's the stopwatch that comes in. Sliason will be able to pick up the kill onto the Trundle. Danelle will fall. Sliason will fall as well. Primordial Burst was used there to get the kill there. That'll be a 1-for-2 trade. That is a good trade there on the side of the MSU Bears.
They are actually going to pick up a shutdown, and they do end up winning it 2-for-1. So now they're only about 6k behind, which is significantly better than they were just a second ago. They also didn't lose anything on the map. They managed to make that fight before the mid inhibitor turret went down. So this is a good stall for them, because now basically by the time both teams reset, start pushing, the Baron's going to be up again. So this is something that the Bears can go and try and steal away. Arcade Raven is 2 levels below Danelle, but with the Chomp, he should be able to get a little bit of extra damage. Hopefully his team can support him. with, possibly a bullet time to try and confuse the Krugs. And with any luck, Missouri State should be able to pull themselves back into this game. But right now, it seems like they just need to play perfectly, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the MSU Bears, all of the champions are down a level, except for a Real Kitty, who is one level up to his lane opponent.
Never mind.
But
Sleason just leveled up.
oh, yep, he does have a slight level advantage. So
He's got an
that's
XP
the plus.
advantage, but XP doesn't mean anything until the number next year. Character portrait changes, so right now Real Kitty is going to go back to match that push. Neither of them has teleport or the Stand United in the case of Shen, but they should both be coming up very soon.
Yeah, and as you say, there's the Stand United. It's about to be up. There it is, and the teleports will be up very shortly. And Real Kitty took a lot of damage there. The Wit's End being used by Sleason. So
Wits End Adaptive Helm, man. Do not sleep on that.
oh yeah, that means that, at the Vladimir, you're thinking that you could do damage to him, but it's kind of built right for you and for this Veigar, knowing that you two are the main damage dealers at this point. Oh! And
Oh, Olaf. Doing Olaf things right there.
yep, and Stand United does come out. They are underneath the tower. They will be able to get the kill onto Fenrir. Arcade Raven does get the kill onto Danelle. That'll be a 1-for-1 overall. But now they're going for this tower here, knowing that they can't really step up all too much unless Damala is there. But Damala is backing because he's just so low.
And that was almost a good fight, good trade for the Bears. They traded jungler for support, which is something you want to do with both Sol and Baron on the map, but then Damola got so low, they weren't, Sleason is just so tanky at this point that he can kind of solo tank, and now it is going to mean second Ocean Drake. I don't know why I keep trying to say Cloud. Second Ocean Drake does go over to Team Krugs, and with the Baron still on the map, it is now a 1 buff kind of game, rather than the 2 buff, where MSU can threaten on both sides. If you go for second Drake, we can take Baron. If you go for Baron, we get Soul. So now, with Krugs having taken that off the board, it's a 6,500 gold lead, 3 turrets, 9 kills, and only 1 Drake down means that the MSU Bears are in a sticky situation here.
Yeah, and it's a little tough for them right now. It's kind of just been who ends up stepping up either a little too much, or who ends up just getting picked off. In the case for the MSU Bears, they just can't step up at all. The minute they step up, Filipino Sug is always there to try and punish them with the shockwave. So they're just not afraid, knowing that they have the Stand United, they have Danelle, who's been playing really good on this Olaf, and they have Filipino Sug, who just immediately forces a Zhonya's or anything. And
Don't try and rush this.
yeah, they're forcing it. They're forcing the Baron now, and there should be no reason as to why they're trying to force this, as Fenrir will go down. The Stand United is forced out. Danelle will fall once again, but the misfortune is being targeted. Sleason will fall, and that'll be 2 down on the side of the Krugs. But now they're just flashing in. They're getting the kills here. Real Kitty goes in, but he's going to be killed shortly. That'll be a double kill over to the Vlad, while Arcade Raven is having to run right now. And this is what happens when you end up just rushing Baron. You think you have something won, and then you end up realizing you used everything trying to save yourselves when you didn't have to force it.
They tried to force it for whatever reason. So the MSU Bears, they made their desperation play, but it was the exact wrong play to make. They didn't have Dud the Bomb anywhere near the Baron. He actually got killed behind the pit by Filipino Thug, who followed him and then took him down. And without your DPS, there's no hope of taking the Baron. I don't understand why they went for it, because a Real Kitty, I mean, he must have made the call, but there was vision all over that Baron. The MSU Bears had no hope of sneaking it. They had no hope of rushing it. And even though they managed to trade 2 for 2 in that early fight where they took down the top and jungler and they lost their bot lane, they didn't have any of their cooldowns left. A Real Kitty had blown everything. Arcade Raven had already used his Subjugate. Demola was so low that he was basically not a champion in that fight, and it meant that Juju Smith-Schuster ended up with a double kill. He's now 8, 2, and 10 with a 500 gold bounty on his head.
Yeah, imagine being the support and just like being in the game and thinking to yourself, I'm more useful than our EC. I mean,
that is kind of how Senna ends up being at about 35 minutes anyway. So sorry, Juju Smith-Schuster, if you thought that you were weren't supposed to be the carry in that lane. You are sorely mistaken. Wow, that's some damage.
Yeah, Juju barely able to live, but he will be shut down by the Veigar, and now it's them on the run, as that is a really big bounty that was collected by that Veigar there.
But while the Veigar is collecting that bounty, Sleason is going to take the bot inhibitor turret. Now, the Bears, they're going for the rush. This is a much better try to take because they don't have everyone running at them right now. Now they do. The Stand United comes out, and we might see a fight here.
Yeah, and Stand United is successfully out, and now they're going straight onto the MSU Bears, and they are getting destroyed currently. Damala is there. He's trying to help out his teammate, but he just doesn't do enough damage. The hells that came for a Real Kitty almost enough to help him get a kill there, but instead it's the ace. Once again, it's a Baron. It's a Baron take that just doesn't turn out well.
After the pick, the MSU Bears, that was kind of their one chance, force that fight. If they win that fight, they can pull themselves back into the game, claw themselves a lead, possibly win. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way they wanted. Donnell just got to run at the entire bot lane. They didn't have the zone control. Not that you can zone an Olaf, but that is going to mean that the Krugs take this series.
Yep, and at the end, it looked like maybe the Bears could have won it. But, as you said, the Olaf came running in, and not only that, but you had the Stand United went out fully. Damala was right there. I don't know if he just, maybe he misplaced the baby cage, maybe he didn't have it up or something, but he could have stopped the Stand United going in. So I don't know if it was just that he didn't have it up or whatever, but it was just too much. All of their laners were just too far ahead. Even with the Senna being taken down, they still had the Ezreal, they still had the Ori, and the rest were there to just make sure they could finish it up, and Donnell's just a beast.
Yeah, that was a story of where the Krugs were just a little bit too far ahead for the MSU Bears to come back convincingly. So GG to both teams. Krugs move up to 2-0, MSU down to 0-3. Let's hope that MSU can come back in week 4, whereas let's see if the Krugs can keep the momentum rolling like a rock. No moss on these guys. So we'll be back in a couple minutes with the final game of the day, Sensei Squad Diamond versus Goliath Esports Armored. So don't go anywhere because we're about to be right back. hello everybody. We just got back from the MSU Bears getting taken on by Team Krugs. Unfortunately, the Bears fell to 0-3. But in this game, we have another bear. He's a water bear, and he plays for the Sensei Squad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you see that transition? Look at that, it just came up with that.
Was pretty smooth. Not gonna lie. I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Give it
8 out of 10. Okay, I'll take that. So we got our next game. We got the Sensei Squad versus Goliath Esports Armored.
And on the side of the Sensei Squad, we have Virgin Jordan on the Nautilus top lane, Water Bear as the Olaf in the jungle, Fiction as Silas in the mid lane, and Bear on Vayne, and FB Jake on Braum in the bus.
Please, you gotta put some respect on my boy Boar's name and go to cake. Fish cake,
Boar.
actually. It's fish cake.
Oh.
And as I make that realization, fish cake dies.
Huh.
Good gank, honestly. Good invade there by Sensei Squad. They pick the Ashe. You know, they know that this is a really good team to invade. They don't have anything that can really control zones like that. They don't have like a flay away or, you know, anything that could really turn an invade. So they pick up the Ashe, and we have the red side, Goliath Esports Armored, the diamond team for Goliath Esports. Please stop pinging God. We have Kiyohime in the top lane on Ornn with the triple bead start. We've got HC Oris, H-Chorus, I don't know. Hydrocarbonic acid. Riss on the Rammus in the jungle. We've got Key of Light 09 on Azir in the mid lane. And our bot lane, Fishcake and Silverhammer on Ashe and Bard.
Yep. And poor Ashe, no flash already. And even when you use the flash, you still ended up dying.
Yeah, that never feels good.
Yeah, no matter what, if you flash and you still end up dying, it's like, oh, what was the point of flashing anyway?
What was the point of flashing? I should just AFK. And I have no doubt that, like, you know, Fishcake was just like, you know, flashes, still gets killed. No one on the enemy team has to use any summoners. I guarantee all of those pings there in the river were Fishcake.
It could have been, because, I mean, you're Ashe, you're all alone, and you're thinking, like, everything's going to be A-okay, right?
Wrong.
You gotta remember, there's a Nautilus on the team. There's a Silas on the team. There's a Braum. They're gonna go in on you immediately.
Surprise, Misfortuner. And, so they take down Ashe for first blood. So Sensei Squad already with a good showing here in the first couple of minutes of this game. They are 1-1. Goliath Esports Armored, on the other hand, is 0-2. So, wow, Virgin Jordan going very low, the flash clap.
Yeah, and Virgin Jordan, you can't escape the auto attack. Once that goes through, it means you're dead no matter what. Flash will be used, but it'll still be death.
Flash for flash, the solo kill by Kiyohime, and Virgin Jordan is going to take the long walk back to lane and save that teleport. And that makes me think that Sensei Squad is going to go for an early dragon, potentially try and go for that TP play. Nautilus is really built for team fighting. He doesn't have all of the sustain or all of the single target damage that you would really hope for out of someone who might want to dual Ornn. Yes, you are Boar. I know you.
I apologize, Boar. I mean, no, I'll call it, if you would like, I'll call you Bear. I'll call you Bear for this game, and then I'll message you about how much of a beast you were in the game.
Oh, there we go. But, Fishcake might be in trouble.
Yeah, and he might end up being dead once again. He's going to get stunned up here. He's trying to run, but he gets condemned into the wall. He will go down as Silverhammer having the flash now, as Boar immediately kind of just proves my point there and immediately becomes a beast of a bear. And now it'll be Virgin Jordan who will get taunted up. He's going to be smacked up as well. He's trying to run. He'll be able to. And that'll be one happy top laner knowing that he can be safe here.
Key of Light, though, taking a lot of damage from Fiction. The fast combos of the Silas are going to be a lot harder for Key of Light to deal with this early, and the bouncing soccer ball is not going to find anything except for a dredge line.
Yeah, he finds a dredge line, but it's just there kind of as a rogue at that point where he's just, yes, you, take this damage. Now let me run away safely.
Yeah. And it looks, I mean, he's, like, Rammus doesn't take that much damage from jungle camps anyways, so it really isn't that bad for him. Although it is bad if Fiction is going to try and roam for the solo kill.
Yeah, and he full-on knows that he's there, and he's going straight onto him. That'll be H-core is going down. I'll call you Hokoris. Hokoris is going down. And the flash will be used once again, but Fiction also being just a monster here, just punishing the jungler.
2-0 now. He got the first kill onto Fishcake. Now he gets a second kill onto the Rammus. And it is a flash for flash, as you said. He is going to TP back to lane, but Key of Light did so a little bit ago, so it's not like that much is lost.
Yeah, and it's, they just knew that he was there because that, he tried to gank Virgin Jordan twice in a row. So when you try to do that, it immediately gives away that you're there. And now Fiction's trying to go in on that, and that would have been a sick ulti if he ended up going in.
He was feeling it. He was getting a little sweaty there, and Key of Light knew that he had to back off. But now that there has been a dragon taken for the side of Sensei Squad, I want to talk about the rags to riches success story that is Boar. Some may know him. Some may know him as the former Boar Rider Boy. He was a gold cap player that played gold with Propulsion Esports just under a year ago. It was summer. Just over a year ago? Just under a year ago. Can't remember which one. And he played with Propulsion Esports, and they... Oh, Silverhammer.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt you on that, but Silverhammer will get caught out there. But now everyone is there as Fiction's left running as they immediately go onto Water Bear. Water Bear looks like he might be able to get out. No, he will be poked by Key of Light, and he'll be perfectly fine. That'll be a kill given over to the mid laner as Fiction's able to just walk away safely.
1-for-1. Silverhammer goes down, but Water Bear trades his life. It does get Fiction his third kill of the game, so he is now about 600, maybe 650 ahead of Key of Light, thanks to the little extra CS. But no, I was taking a long time talking about Boar's success story. So anyway, he played with Propulsion Esports in summer, I think it was 2018, and they won. They won gold capped, and this is gold capped. This is, like, what's playing right now is diamond capped. So he won gold capped. The next split, he moved up to platinum capped. Then he switched to top lane to play some Fiora. Now he's in diamond capped, and now he's also getting ganked.
Yeah, and now for my end up dead here. Success story no more being told as he will go down. The Nautilus does TP in, and now Water Bear is there as well. They just say, how dare you try and go onto our laner. And now they're going onto Silverhammer, who will be caught up there. No flash, no problem. That'll be another kill given over to Sensei Squad.
Fantastic counter gank there. They take the kill, they lose the kill on Boar, but instead they get back Hakoris, they get back Silverhammer, they get back Fishcake, and it is a 3-for-1. Really a good rotate by Sensei Squad. It is going to move them about 2,000 gold in the lead. So that is, oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot the best part of the Boar story. He was Boar Rider Boy. Won the split, changed his name to Boar Rider Man, because he earned it. Then, when he won gold a second time and switched to Plat, he changed his name just to Boar. He was no longer the Rider. He was the Boar.
I mean, when you can just conquer things as easily as he does, or from what you've made it sound like, I mean...
Oh, now he's being ridden. Ooh. I like it. Kinky. Okay, so 7-3 for Sensei Squad here. With their,
I mean, it would be. I guess it would be Fiction. I mean, currently, what Fiction says is not wrong. I mean, Fiction does have the 3 kills.
Yeah, Fiction's a man, but Boar.
Oh. Bye, Boar.
I think Fiction's the one being ridden here. Boar's in the backpack.
Yeah.
Just waiting on top. FBJ.
Yeah, and now they get the kills, but that was a double kill over to the Olaf, and Fiction able to force an ulti out from Azir.
No, that was
Or
Fiction's ult.
Was that his ult?
Yeah, that was Fiction's ult.
Wait.
He stole Key of Lights a second time. So he used the first one to kill Silverhammer, stole it a second time, and then that was what you just saw. Oh.
Huh. And
The troll by Silverhammer.
Yeah, Silverhammer. That's not the guy you want to use it on. But Fiction will go down. That is a 600 gold bounty given over to him. And now Waterbear is trying to run for his life. But there's one issue. You're in the wrong side of Jungle's battle. As he will try
so
to get
close.
the kill. Another shutdown to the Ashe. I mean, first 2 kills that the Ashe gets, and it's a massive shutdown. I mean, that is...
Yeah, that was 1,200 gold.
Wow. Silverhammer and Silverhammer and Gotake just sitting on a lot of gold, meaning that that's a Bork. Mobies are built now too, so that we might be seeing a roaming Bard quite a bit now.
And that is what you like to see when you are slightly behind in the bot lane. Goliath Esports Armored throws himself back into the lead, gets 1,200 gold off of 2 kills, and now Fishcake has finished his first item while Boar is still waiting on a little more gold for that Blade of the Ruined King.
Yep, and now just a little bit of a lead for the Goliath Esports Armored, as we see it's almost what looks like, yeah, it is a 5k gold lead, 6k gold lead approximately. So we're gonna see if they can hold on to this lead throughout this game here. No lead is ever secured.
Yeah, we learned that one. It can go from 4 to 0 to 10.
Yeah, it can go from what you think is a 10k gold lead to immediately a, let's say, -5.
Yeah, you can throw it backwards, but now Fishcake, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he's caught there. That's what happens when you don't have your support there and you step up just a little too close to the sun. But now they're onto Boar here, who's going to survive but gets killed by the Bard. This Bard doing everything he can to Boar right now, and that was a beautiful ulti by the Azir, but no one's able to capitalize off of it, as the only ones alive are the Ornn and Silverhammer. Silverhammer will go down. The dredge line was perfect, as now they're trying to get the kill on the Kiyohime, but Kiyohime will be able to survive just fine. He has a wave there, and now he's going to be able to just have those rejuvenes and the healing pot to keep him up.
And now Waterbear onto the dragon. He does have the strikes, but Fiction. Oh, so close.
Fiction will not be able to get a kill. It'll be the Virgin Jordan, and now Waterbear trying to run, but the dragon chasing him means that Azir knows exactly where he is. As now, go to Cake. He's going to be slain once again, but having the flash there. Will he be able to escape? No, that stun will come in, and that'll be a double kill, or a 2 kills going down, as Hakors will get the kill onto 1, and they believe it was either Silverhammer or the Azir that will get the other kill. I couldn't remember.
Are we sure that this is Diamond? Did we accidentally pick the wrong game? Did Boar move back to gold capped? Because this is a little messy for a Diamond game, I'm not going to lie. 14-12 here at 13 minutes. We have as many kills for each team as there are minutes in the game, and that's how you know you're no longer playing League of Legends. I don't know what game this is, but this isn't a good, clean game of League of Legends, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and it's also, I just want to go ahead and say, just a small bit here. You know that the ADC is usually supposed to have more kills than the support on either side.
Yeah, wait a minute.
But
that's a 5-kill Bard.
I'm just saying that a 5-kill Bard is a scary Bard. There's an Ornn Hornet that's coming in, but Ornn is stopped by the Braum. Braum is making sure he got that off. As now they're trying to get on the board, they will be able to, as that'll be the kill on the Kiyohime. And now they're on the run. The Ashe
Didn't
arrow
we just see that?
in.
Was that Fiction's Ashe ult?
That might have been Fiction's asshole.
All right.
Yeah.
But FB Jake picks up the double buffs and the kill. He's now tied with his ADC.
Yeah. I don't think Boar is really enjoying everything. And, Fish Cakes isn't enjoying things either.
Okay.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced that this is no longer a diamond game.
Honestly, I have no words. All I know is that I really have to pay better attention to the games that I pick every week, because usually I'm like, I want the game with like a little more action. So I pick the one with more kills, like, more kills per minute, because usually that doesn't get above like, combined kills per minute. It's like, it doesn't get more than one.
This is turning into an LPL game.
This is an LPL game. It's 30 kills in 15 minutes. This is 2 combined kills per minute. And the LPL, I think, averages, or at least last season, in the regular season, the LPL averaged like 1.41, like 1.4 something combined kills per minute going into Worlds.
Yeah, and it was mainly because of the two teams that were the front runners for it, which was Invictus Gaming and FunPlus Phoenix, the current world champions. Those two, no matter what, they would always end up going against each other, and it was a slug fest no matter what. I could never figure out why those two just wanted to kill each other so much. But no matter what, both teams just tried it. And there's a TP coming in. The ultimate coming out from the Nautilus, but another TP to be used. This is actually an LPL game.
Okay, now I just want someone to flash into the middle of the enemy team just cuz.
Yeah, just do it right now.
There's
an Azir. There's an Azir. If he doesn't do it, I'm gonna be mad.
Shuffle. I want to see a Shurima shuffle here.
Do the shuffle.
Okay,
come
they're not
on.
gonna do it. But Kiyohime might be picked.
Oh yeah, Kiyohime is going down. But
all right. See, there's actually twice the potential for Shurima shuffles in this game, because Fiction can steal the Azir ultimate. So what I want to see is the double Shurima shuffle. They both go into each other's backlines and Shurima shuffle each other's teams and then just switch sides in the team fight. I don't care if it doesn't do any damage or kills anyone. I just want them to switch sides in the team fight accidentally.
Yeah, I just want to see a flash that just comes out now. I mean, this is 31
kills in 17 minutes. So the Rift Herald is going to go down.
This is something you see in Iron. Like, you see in Iron.
No. In Iron, they're too scared to fight.
No. In some Iron games, they just don't care about
there we go. But great condemn.
That is a beautiful condemn. And he will not be able to use the flash ulti. Right as we're talking about, there was the random flash that came in. Boar goes down once again. No disrespect to you, Boar. I'm not surprised by that. But
he's not fully convinced of the move from gold to plat to diamond. He's thinking you should maybe like ladder a little bit. Gold, plat, diamond.
I mean, it makes sense. Just go up.
Yeah.
Just play 2 times.
Make sure you've mastered each level before you move on to the next. You're not one of those guys who just like, okay, like I did well enough. I'm gonna move up. So it is actually a 1k gold lead here for the Sensei squad. The Infernal Dragon, Infernal Rift is up. Both teams tied at 1 dragon. So with Water Bear coming back and with Hakoris not having a smite available, we can see a fight coming out. But the Bard ult is now stolen.
Yep, and Fiction will be caught in that Bard ulti. And there's another Bard ulti that goes in, because why not? You can never have too many Bard ultis, as now, once again, the LPL Slugfest continues. And there's the Shurima shuffle onto Boar, but Boar is going to get away. Virgin Jordan's trying to figure out what to do. They're trying to get another kill. They won't be able to, but they're going to try their best. And of course, Key of Light going all in. He says, I'll take my bets here. As now everything turns around. Boar goes down once again. I've already said my piece on that, but I feel that, Boar. I 100% feel that. Now they're going after Silverhammer. Silverhammer is going to go down. As now Virgin Jordan trying to get a kill on the
he gets caught on the wall.
The wall just a little too big, as now Water Bear going for him, but he quickly realizes that this was a bad idea. He can't.
So close.
Ashen
Ash is that's
Oh my goodness.
and that's with a triumph, I believe. That was with triumph.
Wow.
So all that having been said and done, the gold line hasn't moved. The gold line has not moved. No one got the dragon. I guarantee they're going to come back and do it again.
This is over 40 kills already.
I love it.
I absolutely love it.
Perfect way. Perfect game 3 to end this night.
Yeah, this is great to watch.
It's like he's psychic. They're going to do it again.
Yeah. I just want to say something. Boar, I was complimenting you about how much of a beast you were. Please don't make me eat my words here.
I mean, he's still doing fine. 5, 7, and 5 in a game this bloody, where range has decided a lot of this, because he has been picked off a few times by, like, Azir, Bard Qs, but the Ornhorn is out. Double Ornhorn is out!
Double Ornhorn! You can never have enough, as now the Ashe will go down this. And now it is a beautiful fight for Sensei Squad. Bard is going to get away. He will be the lone survivor. Double Ornhorn and Boar getting the assist for it, as a great shutdown being given to the Nautilus.
Big X of Ornhorns. Kiyohime drops the Ornhorn. Fiction steals the Ornhorn and then ults it the exact perpendicular direction. So Fiction did have the superior Ornhorn in this case. He knocked up 4, whereas Kiyohime only got 2. The Bard ultimate also stopped the knockup on 1. So it would have been 3, but the Bard ult stopped the knockup on 1. But great cleanup there. Boar with just enough range to get over the Azir wall because Key of Light wasn't far enough away. It is going to mean that he gets enough damage that they can take down that Azir. Ends up being 4 for nothing. 4 for 1? I forget if Jake died. But 4 for something on the side in favor
I believe
of,
all survived.
Okay, they all survived. So it was 4 for...
4 for none.
4 for none on the side of Sensei Squad. It is going to mean the Baron as well. Here at 22 minutes, we got 45 kills in this game. And a 4K gold lead.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's an absolute blood fest. It's just, or bloodshed everywhere on the Rift at this point. I feel like if I were to walk on the Rift, I'd literally be playing with just lava, or in this case, blood everywhere.
Yeah, usually it's an infernal map, but you're like, I think all of this fire that you're talking about, it's just blood.
Yeah, I didn't know that suddenly a blood dragon was summoned.
To their credit, aside from that very messy fight where like no one died, everyone flashed, everyone ulted, these have been like impactful fights that have ended in either one team goes down early and then manages to come back and basically equalize the kills so that no one could get anything, or in the case of that last one, where Sensei Squad just kind of pulled ahead and won the fight in a fairly clean and decisive manner. So these aren't like iron fights where you're just kind of fighting without a purpose. You're fighting over objectives. You're doing it in kind of the most sledgehammer fashion that you can, but it's a valid style. That's why the LPL plays it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
if you're taking the 70-30 plays, but you're pretty confident that you're good enough, you can actually, and you think that you can win these 70-30 plays, why not take them?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that the LPL is the current champions for 2 years straight now. I mean, if they're champions 2 years in a row, then that means so. And there's a shuffle. Fiction will get the kill. He did say to wait just a quick second, and we did, and there it was. There's that flash for out of nowhere, as now the turret will go down. There's the Ornhorn that comes in, but he will not be able to get it. Well, whatever is on a killing spree. Still, no one is down yet. Fiction dies now, finally, for Sensei Squad. 4 will get the kill onto Kiyohime. He's finally able to get another kill as Fish is trying to run, but the cake will not be able to, as Waterbear loves to eat cake.
He's gonna gobble up that cake. He says, it's my birthday, give it to me. It's a 5-for-1. Beautiful pick onto Key of Light. Silverhammer, unfortunately didn't get the Bard ult in time. That Tempered Fate only reset the turret aggro, and now Sensei Squad blowing the game wide open. 8k gold lead. They're gonna take this Nexus turret back off. They don't want to accidentally push too far. And as we were saying about the LPL, this is something that the reason that China is the world champions 2 years in a row now. They mastered the 70-30 before anyone else did, and now they've gotten so good at that 60-40 that they can, it looks bloody, it looks kind of Pepega, but they have managed to kind of calculate their leads in a way where, maybe we'll lose 40% of these, but we're losing 40% of fights, not 40% of games.
Yeah, and it's also because, whenever we think of, any region that starts a trend. I mean, not many people seem to keep in mind that out of every single person that plays the mid lane, the strangest guy to ever lay his hands on the mouse is the current champion in Doinby. I mean, who would have ever thought, you know what? I feel like going Nautilus mid, I could become a world champion.
Exactly. It's piloting these new and unusual things that other people will look at and say, no, that'll never work. It happened for M5 back in Season 2. It happened for SKT in Season 3. And now happening again for the LPL in Season 8, 9, and 10. So, well, I suppose not Season 10 yet. Yeah. But we'll see how that turns out after, the world rights itself again. But we might see another fight. Ornhorn.
Yep, Ornhorn does come in, and now they are going for this fight. There's a TP coming in from Fiction there, as Boar will pick up a kill, and it... Oh, the shuffle, and another shuffle!
It happened!
It happened! This is an absolute beautiful highlight reel. That'll be... Is that game?
I mean, that's the game.
Yeah, that's game.
They traded 4-for-1, but more importantly, it happened. The Shurima shuffle, Key of Light jumped into the back, threw him back one way, and Fiction said, no, you, and threw the other team back the other way. It's just that Sensei Squad was far enough ahead. They had the damage that they could take it down. Fiction with the AP ratios did more damage than Key of Light, and it is going to mean that Sensei Squad moves to 2-1, brings Goliath Esports Armored to 0-3. Please finish this game. I don't want to sound like an idiot.
They will be. They'll be able to. Virgin Jordan will be able to take down the Nexus as an absolute bloodfest for the last match of the night, and we could have asked it to go out any better with 58 kills in 27 minutes.
You can see me, Sean. My palms are on the table. That is hands down the most fun I've had casting a game this split so far.
This has been the best game to ever cast in my short career already. Thank you, Fiction and Boar, for that.
Yeah, that was entertaining. So. With that is actually going to be it for the evening for us. Thank you for a very entertaining stream. So tomorrow, you'll be back.
Yes, sir.
Sean will be back for Platinum Lunari Week 3. And I will be back. Oh, wait, no. I'm here tonight. So no, I won't be back. He'll be back tomorrow and Friday for Platinum Lunari and then Solari. Oh, wait, no. You won't be back on Friday. Change of plans on Friday. I will announce that later. We're going to have to push the stream to Saturday due to other conflicts. So, thank you for watching, everyone. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Have a good night. Oh my...